Hey everybody, this is Strict9 with Strict9 GP, and welcome to another episode of my Out of the Park Baseball 19 playthrough with the Phillies. We have finished up spring training. I've got my lineup set, my starting rotation and pitching situation is all lined out. I'm ready to go. I think even though I didn't make a whole lot of moves this offseason, I still feel a little bit better about this team going into this season than I did when we ended it last year. So we'll see how it shakes out. I'm going to do something a little bit different this episode, but before we get to that, I wanted to just go through a few things, primarily the preseason predictions, and then we'll look at a couple other things before we get started with actual gameplay. But first off, this is how the predictions look from, I guess, OSA. I don't know how you want to say where these predictions come from. It's AI generated, computer generated, obviously. But if you look in the American League, they've got the Yankees having another strong year, but they've got Tampa Bay really struggling. They've got Tampa Bay finishing last. That would be a definite surprise if that happens. They've got the White Sox winning again in the Central. Oakland really dominating in the West. I don't doubt that prediction too much. I mean, unless Oakland has a really tough year with injuries or a lot of their young players take a few steps back in development, I really think that's a good prediction. In terms of the players to look out for, here's one for Oakland. Kinsler Jr., he's going to have a good year. They've got three guys from that Oakland lineup, and that'll tell you just how good they are, that they predict are going to have some top years, that they show up in the top 10 hitters list of predictions. New York has got a few too. Santana, who won the MVP last year, and then Cochran, who's 26. This guy looks like he's a 5-star player. If he stays healthy, he's going to have a great career too. Great power, contact, speed even. He's a solid player all up and down his ratings. And they even predict Bellinger having a pretty good productive year, although his average might slip a little bit from where it was last year. Pitching wise, Lopez, who was the MVP, or Cy Young, sorry, last year, they expect him to have another good year. Madrak, I think is how you say that. They expect him to have a good year. Nothing really outstanding in these predictions, but a couple of guys showing up from Oakland, so they should be the team to beat. And a couple guys showing up from Tampa too, now that I look at that. So I don't know why they think Tampa's going to have such a bad year, but we'll see how it plays out. In the National League for us, I would be okay with these predictions, to be honest. They have us at 86 wins, which would be enough to make the wild card, but just 3 games out of first. And they think the Nationals are going to come back and have a strong year this year with Miami and the Mets finishing behind Nationals, Braves, and us in that East Division. Don't know if that'll play out too well, but we'll see. They also like us scoring a few more runs, looks like, or at least, yeah, they have us like second in the division, like third or so in the league in runs scored. That's one of my owner goals, so I'm hoping that's true too. And they have Milwaukee again winning in the Central, and they have a very tight race in the West with Arizona, Padres, and the Dodgers. We'll see how that goes out. But for top hitters and pitchers, this has happened a few times, honestly, in this playthrough. I have no players showing up in either list. Milwaukee has a few, as usual. Dowdell, who was injured the second half of the season, he's won an MVP, couple MVPs, I think, in the league. They expect him to have a good year. I don't see any 50 home run guys in that list, but I do see a lot of power numbers there, several guys over 40. And then for pitching, Plyler, they expect to have another good year, except only 12 wins. I'm not sure why he's not picking up the wins, unless maybe it's, he's not staying in the game long enough, but no, he's got a good stamina rating. Definitely has this stuff in his pitches. So I'm not sure why he doesn't get more wins. Maybe he'll have a better season than what they're predicting. But again, nothing really outstanding. No 20-game winners. So, and these predictions, they're fun to look at. I realize that a lot of times they don't really pan out. I mean, we had a 20-game winner last year in Lockfeld on our team, so no, I'm sure the predictions didn't have that one. He was not showing up as a top pitcher going into the season. So that's how the predictions look. Another thing I wanted to look at, and I'm really almost ashamed to show this, but in terms of the minor league system rankings, we are dead last. We have no players showing up on the prospects list. That hasn't happened in a while, and I'm really, when I saw that, I was like, wow, it's almost alarming. I haven't been that low in this whole playthrough. And so I realized last year I didn't get the draft in the first round, but I feel like I've got some good guys out there. I mean, Bobby Austin, I don't know if you would not consider him a prospect now because he's been around so long, but this guy's like 4.5-star rated closer. Ben Wright, another closer who's rated high by my scout and OSA. So I've got some players here who are potential 4-star players. So I'm not sure why nobody is showing up in that list of prospects for my team. But hopefully that's something we can address this year, because we're gonna be able to draft in the first round. We're gonna be drafting 11th next year, and yeah, we don't have a supplemental draft pick, but we will be getting a fairly high draft pick. I'll take that 11th. I think we should be able to get a pretty solid player or prospect at that pick. So that's how we look going into the game, or going into the season. What I wanted to do that's different today is I typically sim out my games. If you watched any of my season replays in version 18, you know that I do it this way. I only play out the games when I reach the playoffs. But I've been thinking I really enjoyed getting a chance to play the game that I posted a few days ago, that exhibition game that gave me a chance to just look at those 3D parks and the player animations, see how they do. So I'm thinking about, with this playthrough, I'm going to incorporate a little bit more of that, maybe a game of the month or something like that. As we go along, maybe I'll just have a random game that I'll throw in there in the mix. If there's depends on how we're playing, of course, but say we're competing for the division lead or a playoff spot, and we just happen to be playing the team that we're competing with that spot against, I might go ahead and play out that game instead of just simming through. I don't expect it'll be a lot of games that I'll do that, but hey, we're at opening day. I figured that was at least one that I could do, and we'll see how it goes. If you like that, or if you don't, let me know in the comments. I do think that's a strong part of this game now, and it's only gotten better is how you actually play out the games, and it's something that I don't know that I want to have to wait to playoffs to get a chance to enjoy that. And like last year, it's going to be hard to make the playoffs every year anyway, so that's what I wanted to do, at least starting off, and we'll see how that looks for the season. But I'm more than likely going to have Farr starting, but we'll go ahead and get started, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully I can start off the season with a win. So if you look at the matchup screen, we look pretty even until we get to the lower part of the lineup. I like the catcher, Kane Smith, Sean Barge. They like the pitching matchup for us a little bit better. They're going to go with Esquivel, who is a lefty. Pretty good control, but his stuff and movement, he's a 2.5-star pitcher. Yeah, we might have a good chance against this guy. And this is my lefty lineup. Definitely, I've got Elman Mast in there and Torvald Vandenhoeven. Let me see just to make sure with the starting pitchers I have available, because Lockfeld is not my number one starter. But I'm happy to go with him based on the year that he had last year. So I'll be fine with that. And let's see, options and preview. No designated here, no warm-up required, and modern 3D view. That looks good. So we're ready to go. And it's, I guess, a day game. Man, these stadiums look so good. So Vargas is going to lead it off, and he's already looking good. 3 balls, no strikes. And he walks him. So we got runners on first. Esquivel's hold rating is really good. And then Flores, his arm rating is pretty good. So I'm not going to risk sending Vargas there. I'm going to let... Oh, and he lines it out to right, and it gets down for him. Good hit from Lewis, but Vargas hesitated there, so he's going to wind up at second. Now we got Devers up, runners on first and second, no out. And that one falls in. Now we got bases loaded. It's a good start so far, and 3 outs. And looks like they're playing the outfield deep. So I guess they're going for the double play. And it's 1-1, and they're going to get the double play. So they get the double play, but we score a run. Not bad. It's a pretty good start. And we still have Lewis on third with Mast at the plate. And first pitch, he hits him. Esquivel might be showing a little bit of frustration there. And now this is my rookie, Vandenhoeven. I'm expecting big things from him. It's 2-2 count. And a little bitty dribbler down to short. But he throws it away. So Vandenhoeven's going to reach on an error. So innings alive. It's 2-0. Kenan Smith up now. 1-2 count. He pops it up. And looks like first baseman gets there, or maybe the second baseman, to catch the ball. So good start for us. 2-0 here in the bottom of the first. Kevin Mayton, who is a normal hitter type. He looks like he has a little bit of speed, but not much. I'm going to play him straight away. It's 2-1, and he cranks it. Oh my gosh. Elman going back. Or Mast, sorry, it doesn't matter. Home run. So it's quickly 2-1, and that brings up Seth Beer, who was a big off-season pick for them. He's got a lot of power. He's a pull hitter. I'm going to play that infield to pull, and outfield I'm going to play them to pull to shift them right. It's a 1-2 count, and he hits it the opposite way. That's going to be tough, and it's in the seats. So they tied the game up. Wow. Not good. And there's no out. And that's going to be a pop-up to the right field. He should get this one, and he does. Got Chris Mercury up. He's a stream pull hitter. He's probably their best player overall offensively right now. I am going to shift the outfield against him. He's a lefty. It's 2-1, 1 out. And he goes the opposite way. Holy cow. Elman looks like though or Mast, sorry. Looks like he got there in time to make the catch. So we got Latrell Fredia up. 2-1 count, and he gets it down to Vandenhoeven, but good play. So 2-2 after 1. Not a great start for Lockfeld there. Barge is going to lead it off. 2-2 count, and little dribbler down the first, easy out. Mike Lockfeld coming up to bat, 2-2 count. He strikes him out. Now we're back to the top of the lineup with Vargas, who got on with a walk, and he cranks it. Is this going to stay in? It's not. So Vargas has his first home run of the year, and we're back up 3-2. I'm really hoping that that's a good sign for Vargas. I think this could be an all-star type year for him if he gets cranking. Lewis up now, 3-0. He's going to walk on 4 pitches. So Esquivel's struggling a little bit here for him. Devers coming up. He was what did Devers do? Looks like he got a hit his last time up. It's 1-2 count. Strikes him out. So we pick up another run. It's 3-2 after 2 innings for us. Bottom of the second now. Wally Kuhn leads it off. He's their second baseman. He's a normal hitter, but he's got some good contact rating there. It's a 1-2 count, and he cranks it down to third, and a little hesitation, but he threw him out. Now Chris Moody up. He's their first baseman. Yeah, only a 9 contact. It's 1-0 count. Oh, and he gets one through the infield. So, runner on first now with Esquivel up to bat. I guess what I'm going to do is play the corners in and play him to bunt. And hold that runner. He bunts it down to first, and the only play is going to be to first. So he gets the runner over. It's two outs with the runner on second, Moody on second. He doesn't have a whole lot of speed. So Flores, 3-1 count. He walked him. So Lockfeld looking pretty shaky in his first outing. He's already up to 32 pitches. It's 1-1 count. And he cranks it up the middle, and that's going to get through. Vargas throws it home, but he's not going to be in time. So 3-3 now. This is really starting to look pretty sloppy. So we're going to play shift right on the outfield and the infield. See if we can get out. This inning 0-2, dribbler to the pitcher. He throws him out. Man, Lockfeld not looking good. But Esquivel on the flip side not looking that good either. So a little dribbler from Elman. He should be easy out. So 1 up, 1 down. Josh Mast up. 2-2 count. He strikes out. Now we got Vandenhoeven back up, who reached on an error his last time up. And he strikes out, but the ball gets away from the catcher. And he'll beat the throw. So, scrappy play from Vandenhoeven. That brings up Kanan Smith. First pitch, he's swinging. And it looks like that was a easy out there. So we finally, or Atlanta finally gets through an inning without giving up a run there. And now we're back to, okay, we got the third spot coming up, and Armendariz, who is he's got some power. I'm going to play the outfield deep and leave him straight away. It's 2-2 count, and he strikes him out. We needed that from Lockfeld. I'm going to shift it right against the lefty Mercury here. It's full count, and he walks him. I gotta be honest, I'm not liking what I'm seeing from Lockfeld here today. I'm going to go out and talk to him. He says he feels good, and he really does. Well, not hit the wrong button there. I'm going to play for double play depth, and Fredia is listed as normal, so hopefully that's good. And he strikes him out. I believe that's his second strikeout of the game. Yep, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks. And Wally Kuhn comes up. 2-2 count to him. Dribble down to the pitcher, and that'll get us out of the inning. So no runs for them in the third. And looks like Esquivel's starting to get into, he's at 58 pitches right now, going into the 4th inning. So he's starting to get into a pretty rough spot there. and he strikes Barge out, first batter. Not good. Lockfeld up to bat. 1-1. He swings, dribble down to the pitcher, and easy out. That brings up Vargas, who hit that home run his last time up. He's been on base twice now. And he lines it out to the second baseman, and that should be an easy out. And it is. So I guess the pitching is settling down a little bit right now. Lockfeld, he's also getting up into that high pitch category. He's at 59 pitches right now. And Chris Moody's going to lead it off. And he pops it up to right field. I'm hoping he's going to get under that, and he does. So Aylman gets the easy out. Esquivel now, they're keeping him in. It's 2-2 to him. He strikes out. That's his third strikeout in the game. And we're back to the top of the lineup with Flores. 1-0 count. And he cranks it out to the gap, and that's going to be extra bases. Aylman gets it back in quick enough so that he winds up sliding into second with a double. Now we got Mayton in, who's 2 for 2 today. This guy looks really good against righties, but looks even better against lefties. I'm gonna try to get him out because they've got twos coming up, Beer, and yeah, they've got pretty tough. Oh, and it's 3-0. That's going to be his third walk of the game. Not sure Lockfeld's going to get into decision time on this one. He's up to 73 pitches. So I'm going to play Beer to pull. Play the outfield deep. And it's 1-2. And he cranks it, and man, that one goes down to the gap. That's going to score at least 1, maybe 2. He's going for third, but he's going to be out. Whew. So that's going to save a run. Nope, it didn't save a run. It's 5-3. So pretty poor showing here from Lockfeld to start off the season. And we got Royce Lewis leading off for me in the 5th. He strikes out. Holy cow. Rafael Devers, 0-2 count, he strikes out. So now Esquivel is really settling in after that shaky start from him. Aylman up. And he cranks it out to center, and that's going to get down for extra bases. Looks like he'll wind up at second. And Juan Aylman was injured. That figures. His first literal big play, and he gets injured. So I'll put in Ochoa and leave him in at right. There's 2 outs now for Mast. Let's hope he can get a big hit for us. First pitch, he's swinging, and he's going to pop him up. And looks like third baseman's going to have that one. So we go to the bottom of the 5th now, still trailing 5-3. I think I'm going to keep Lockfeld in here, but this will probably be his last inning. He's got a pretty tough part of the lineup, and that's going to go down to Vandenhoeven. He'll step on first unassisted. Got Mercury coming up. I'm going to shift right, and it's 2-1, 1 out, and he cranks it deep. And I think this one's going to go out. It does. That's enough for Lockfeld. Wow. Very disappointed in that performance. I mean, this guy won 20 wins last year, and he started out with giving up 6 runs the first game. Bring Berger in, who's a righty. I need to get him some time. So we got Fridia up, 0-1 count, 1 out, and he lines it out to center. I think Vargas will get there though. So 1 away for Wally Kuhn. 2-1, and he hammers it to right. Ochoa couldn't get there. Another home run. So it's 7-3. Brings up Moody. 3-1 count and grounder to the shortstop. He hesitates, but I think that's something that might be part of the graphics that they might be working on. I think I've seen that on a post or two where it looks like some of the players are hesitating when they're throwing. So they're going to bring in Kuznetsov, who was a former Philly, a big power thrower. Looks like they're using him out of the pen this year. But he's another lefty, so Vandenhoeven comes up. It's full count, and he walks him. Vandenhoeven has been on base 3 times today. All 3 times he's come up, he's been on base. It's Keenan Smith up now. First pitch, he's swinging, and they had him played the pull perfectly, so they had the extreme shift on, and he grounds right into the double play. So now Sean Barge up. He's 0 for 2 today. It's 2-2 count, and he strikes out again. That's his second strikeout. And I am going to leave Berger in for this inning at least. He has still got a little bit of life in him based on his stamina. And Van Meter is up. He's a extreme pull, so I'm going to play the outfield and the infield to shift. And it's a full count, and he walks him. Luckily, this is just game 1. That is one of the dangers, though, of playing out the games is obviously you're not going to win them all, and you're going to have those games if you play them out where nothing works, and this looks like this is turning into that kind of game for our pitching staff. And Van Meter has a lot of speed out there, and Berger is pretty good at holding the runner, so I'm going to hold him and play. Flores is up to bat. I'm gonna play that infield for double play depth, and I'm gonna throw to first to start it out, just to watch him slide back, and then I'm gonna hold the runner and hope he doesn't go, and that's a grounder to Barge. 1-2, so they turn it. It's a good job there defensively, and now we got Kevin Mayton up. He's 2 for 2 with a home run, 2 RBIs. He's having a great game. It's full count, or excuse me, 3-1. They walk him. I believe that's Berger's second walk. Yeah, it is. 1-2. He strikes him out. So he gives me 1 1/3, 1 2/3. Not great, but it'll do. And he's leading off here, so I'm going to. They're going with another lefty, so I'm going to bring in. I think I'm going to bring in Riley because I want to give him some playing time. So he's going to be pinch hitting for the pitcher, and it's 1-2 count. And he cranks it out to center. That's going to be a base hit, just our 5th hit of the game. And now Vargas is up. He's 1 for 2 with that home run. 1-0 count. And a little dribbler down to the first baseman. He goes to second. And looks like he got the lead out. He did get that lead out, but not. He didn't get Vargas. And Roca, the new pitcher, man, he's got a great hold rating of 20. So Lewis is going to hit. Is that going to drop? It is. But Vargas hesitated, and so he's only going to be at second. Now we got Devers up. Going to let him hit its full count, and he walks in, bases loaded. So the game could change here quickly, and they're going to leave Roca up. Unfortunately, it's going to be Ochoa. Man, do I really want Ochoa to bat here? Yeah, it's early in the season. He needs to show what he's here for, and that might be a double play over to not be safe. Whew. So we do get a run in, 7-4. That brings up Mass now. They're leaving Roca in. It's 2-2, and he hammers it. Goes deep. And their left fielder, Armendariz, makes the catch. Jeez. So who do they have coming up next? It looks like they have a righty, lefty, a righty. I think I'm going to go with Kane. Yeah, I want to put Kane in here. As we go to the bottom of the seventh, 7-4 now, and it's a 1-2 count. He strikes the first batter out. That's good. Now we got Mercury up. Gonna play him to pull, and it's a 2-2 count. Come on, Kane, and he cranks it out the center. Vargas is there, so 2 away. And Latrell Fredia is up. He's 0 for 3 today, and he pops. It looks like he jammed him, but he's gonna pop out to Vargas. So 7-4 as we go into the 8th, and they bring in another lefty. Is that all they have? Man, can we see their pitching? Let's see. They have lefty. That's the starting lineup. They have 3 lefties in their starting rotation, and they have 4 lefties in the pen. I typically, unless those guys are just really dominant, I typically like to 2 or so is about as good as I'll go. And Vandenhoeven, he strikes out. Scrappy game for him though. A couple good defensive plays, and then Kane Smith comes through with a hit. That's a good sign for him. I'd like to see him hit against lefties. Now we got Barge up against Jackson. Come on, Barge. It's 0-2. Poor game for him. That's his 3rd strikeout. So we're going to hit for Kane, and we're going to go with Neidiger. See if he can get a rally going here. It's 2 away, 1-2 count, and he strikes him out. Ugh. So we're to the bottom of the 8th here, and they're going to have, looks like some righties coming up. I'm going to bring in Maylock, and let's see if he can keep them scoreless here for this inning. And that looks like it's a liner to Barge. Good play there. And that brings up Chris Moody, who's 1 for 3 today, and he gets a pop up. That's going to be Barge catching that. It's a 2 away. And now Juan Oliva, who is, I guess he's batting for the pitcher. No, he's pinch hitting. He's a normal hitter. Got some speed though, I think. And he's going to pop up to left field, and Mast is going to chase it down. So 1-2-3 up in the 8th. So we're down to our last out here. They going with their closer. Is he going to be their closer? Yep, he's their closer this year. That's a new closer for him, for Atlanta. J.J. Doverspike. And it's going to be the top of the lineup. Vargas leads it off. And it's 1-0. And is that a pop-up? I think it is. Yep. So 1 up, 1 down. Royce Lewis up. He is 2 for 3 today. Had a pretty good game. Full count. And he pops up to center. It's going to be an easy out too. So we're down to our last out. Rafael Devers, who is 1 for 3 today. 1-0 count. And he's going to ground out to second. And that'll do it. So a pretty shaky start from Lockfeld. Let's see the final line for him. 4 1/3 innings, 6 earned runs. Man, he just did not look good. Berger didn't look all that great either, but he did limit it to that 1 home run. But player of the game was Kevin Mayton for Atlanta. Esquivel was able to hang in there and get the win after starting out pretty shaky. 7 strikeouts, so we just didn't have it today. way too many runs to have to come back from, for one thing. But I guess the hero of the game, I don't know what we would say on that for us. Lewis was 2 for 4 with a walk and a run. Vargas 1 for 4, scored 3 runs, had that home run. So I would probably consider him to be our player of the game. But it's only one game. We'll play better as the year goes on, I'm sure. But our next game, first home run. So I did unlock an achievement. It's not bad. But that's really something I hope to do a little bit more of, is just play out a few games. It's frustrating, though. That was a frustrating loss. But there we are. We started out. Let's finish the day up today and see what the rest of the league looks like. So Miami won their game. Washington won. Looks like nobody is up to 2 games yet in the league, so we're all starting out the same time. But that's going to be it for this episode. I'll probably sim through a few more games, and then we'll pick up maybe a month into the season on that next episode and see how we're doing, and take it from there. And maybe mid-season we'll have another game like this where we play it out and see how it goes. But thanks for watching. I appreciate all the subscribers. I think I picked up a few new subscribers this weekend. I really appreciate that. If you have any comments you want to make, please leave them in the section below the video. I'm really enjoying what I'm doing with these playthroughs, and hope you are too. But if you have any suggestions to make and how I can make it better, please feel free, and I'll see what I can do to accommodate you. But for now, I'll see you next inning or next episode, and thanks for watching.